guest, Mr. Secretary, will be the first guest to present today. Will it be Regional Director, Tanya Rabatan?
Magandang hapon, mabuhay ug madayaw to our Honorable Vice Governor Glenn Rabat-Gaita and to the honorable members of the Sangguniang Panlalawigan, Davao Oriental. It is such an honor to be presenting to all of you this afternoon. I'm together joined here by Assistant Regional Director Judy Colalho, our Chief for Accreditation, Den Regis, and our Executive Assistant Judea Toledo. We're not here to seek for any form of endorsement, but rather we wish to enlighten members of this council on the role of the Department of Tourism. Because both national and local roles in tourism, meaning the national government and the local government, we all have roles in tourism, and these are anchored on its enabling, meaning planning, promotions, research, and business assistance, and as well as regulatory, which is enforcement, compliance, and conservation. And it's best fitting that we present to this council so that we may align our efforts based on tourism. So tourism, we are a regional office, 11, Department of Tourism 11. We do not have a provincial office. We do not have a city office. It's just us in the region. That's why there's very imperative for us to work with the tourism offices of the provinces and the local government units. And tourism is a product and service-oriented industry. So we may somehow just, focus on the physical, like we have beautiful waterfalls or beaches. It's not enough because it's heavily dependent as well on the service. That's why it's very important always to upgrade our customer service. And tourism, if done properly, it could generate widespread benefits and creating lasting impact to the economy and society. It could address concerns on poverty, alleviation, environmental conservation, and generation of employment opportunities. Further, tourism could be a source of revenue, foreign earnings to the government, and because of its multiplier effect, could provide opportunities for all. So under the Republic Act 9593, which is known as the Tourism Act 2009, it's an act declaring national policy in tourism, on tourism. And this act provides for the development of a national tourism action plan for the implementation by the national and the local governments. So enlisting the participation of local communities, including indigenous peoples, non-government organizations, people's organizations, and the private sector. It also emphasizes capability building of LGUs in partnership with the private sector in the management of local tourism projects and initiatives. And the Department of Tourism is the primary planning, programming, coordinating, implementing, and regulatory government agency in the development and promotion of the tourism industry. It shall monitor the LGU's compliance to national standards in licensing of tourism enterprises. And this is one of the major mandate or role of the Department of Tourism, is to accredit the primary tourism establishments known as the accommodation facilities, the restaurants, the tour guides, our tour and travel operators as well. And we provide technical assistance to LGUs in destination development, standard setting, and regulatory enforcement, preparation, implementation, and monitoring of local tourism development plans, gathering of statistical data, and it is stipulated as well in the Tourism Act 2009 that it is that the local government units are really obliged to provide statistical data to the Department of Tourism, and also enforcement of tourism laws and regulations. So our programs and services, we have 4. First is on tourism planning and product development. Basically, we provide capability building, and we formulate tourism policies, plans, and projects for the development of tourism as an engine of socio-economic and cultural growth. We also supervise and coordinate the implementation of tourism policies, plans, and projects, and ensure proper coordination and integration, prioritization, and implementation of local tourism development plans with the national government. The LGUs, to ensure the preparation and implementation of tourism development plan, the enforcement of standards, and the collection of statistical data for tourism purposes. The development plan shall integrate zoning, land use, infra, development, the national system of standards for tourism enterprises, heritage and environmental protection imperatives that encourage sustainable tourism development. Another program and services of the department is on promotion and market development. So we provide an integrated market development program to attract people to visit the Philippines and enhance the prestige of the country and the Filipino people in the international community. And we also represent the government in all domestic and international conferences and fora, and in all multilateral or bilateral treaties and international agreements concerning tourism, and ensure government implementation. Another program and services we have is on accreditation. So this is a valid instrument to motivate local stakeholders to develop structures to encourage and support improvement of business units. We also support and advance and promote the protection, maintenance, and preservation of historical, cultural, and natural endowments. And we also evaluate tourism development projects for the issuance of permits and the grant of incentives by appropriate government agencies. Establish a data bank of tourism areas and projects for investment purposes, and encourage private sector investment and participation in tourism activities and projects. We also formulate and promulgate, in consultation, of course, with the LGUs and the private sector and other tourism stakeholders, rules and regulations governing the operation and activities of all tourism enterprise, including but not limited to a national standard for licensing, accreditation, and classification of tourism enterprises. We do monitor the LGU's compliance to national standards in the licensing of tourism. We also provide technical assistance to LGUs in investment, standard setting, and regulatory enforcement, and we undertake continuing research, studies, and survey to analyze tourism economic conditions and trends. Now, we're here because we have shared governance, and there's what we call the shared governance. No? So the DOT shall develop and support training programs to enhance the capability of LGUs to monitor and administer tourism activities and enforce tourism laws, rules, and regulation in their respective jurisdiction. But funding for such programs shall be shared equitably between the department and the LGUs concerned. So we have developed our Regional Tourism Development Plan 2025 to 2028, anchored in the National Tourism Development Plan and the Philippine Development Plan. And there we set the vision, which is to establish a Philippine tourism industry anchored on Filipino culture, heritage, and identity, which aims to be sustainable, resilient, and competitive to transform the Philippines into a tourism powerhouse in Asia. And for us to be able to achieve this, we have laid down our 6 strategic goals, and each strategic goal reflects both the aspiration of our local stakeholders and the broader direction of the Philippine development, ensuring that tourism becomes a catalyst for inclusive growth, innovation, and cultural empowerment in the region. So these are upgrading of tourism infra and accessibility. Second, embracing digitalization and enhancing connectivity. Third, elevating tourist experience. Fourth, expanding tourism circuits and offerings. Fifth, optimizing domestic and international tourism potential. And sixth, reinforcing our tourism governance. All about DOT is basically up to here, but I'd like to share a few data with everyone. So this is actually regional data. So this is for the whole region. Is that last 2024, we received the distribution of travelers of 4,115,581. And our top foreign markets are from the USA, China, Japan, Korea, and Australia. So when you set your plans to markets, you might want to look into this. And we have around 458 accredited number of tourism enterprise. And for our direct international flights, we have 4. One is to Doha by Qatar Airways, to Thailand and Hong Kong by Cebu Pacific, and to Singapore by Scoot Airways. And as of today, we have 12 domestic routes. And quickly, I'd like to share also our top product portfolio here in the region. And I know that the province is very strong on sun and beach destination, dive tourism, adventure, nature-based tourism, even on culture and heritage tourism. We need to work out for the province on the MICE. And, well, we do have a lot of farms, but that has yet to be worked on and developed to create. I just like to quickly share also on some as very special program by the Department of Tourism. We did launch our Davao Adventure Challenge last year. 17 sites all across the region were featured here. And what's good in this program is that we target the communities or the sites operated by communities, thereby helping them and helping them in also uplifting their lives and, of course, livelihood opportunities for them. This August, we will be launching the Season 2 of Davao Adventure Challenge, and we hope to enroll 25 sites. I know we recently trained community guides in Banay-Banay, and they want to also feature Dinagsaan Peak here. But for Mati, the surfing, ultralight plane, and the diving is also featured here. I hope we can get the support, of course, of the province in endorsing the sites located in your province. And also, can we go to the coastal to island circuit? I just quickly like to share with you this circuit. Of course, it starts from Davao City because currently that's where our gateway is, which is the Davao International Airport. And for us to bring visitors coming from outside, the flying in, they have to start in Davao. And this is the circuit we have developed. Mainly coastal, as you can see, but a big part of that circuit is really Davao Oriental. And if we can work hand in hand with the tourism office and the province, we can further enhance this circuit by developing really incentive tours so we can attract more value tourists, meaning more foreign, hopefully, because they do stay longer. Average length of stay currently in Davao region is 2.5 days, but I believe here in Mati it's only 1.5 days, and we would want to have as a goal to make them stay longer. so that we get more value for their visit here. That means that we need to develop more products, more attractions, and more activities for them to do. Quickly also, I'd like to share the special program launched by our dear Secretary, Cristina Garcia Frasco. We have what we call the Tourist Rest Areas Project. We did one in Samal. That's actually one of the very first tourist rest areas built. And we're hoping that we can bring that project as well here in the province. Another program of the Secretary is also what we call the Tourism Champions Challenge, and this is going to be funded by TIEZA. And we just need a proposal. Actually, earlier this morning, we did a courtesy visit to our Governor, Nelson Dayanghirang, and we presented to him on the Tourism Champions Challenge, and we're hoping that the province can submit a proposal for the Tourism Champions Challenge. If chosen, because there will only be 5 chosen for Mindanao, for the whole Mindanao. Actually, last 2024, 3 were chosen among the 5, all coming from Davao regions. All 3 proposals coming from Davao region. And we were hoping that for the next run of the Tourism Champions Challenge, again, also from Davao region. No? But this is, of course, the whole Philippines. And some of these are actually infra, hard and soft projects. So that is all. I wish to thank this council for the time given to the Department of Tourism, and we assure of our support to the province of Davao Oriental, and looking forward to working with all of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you to our lovely guest, of course, our Regional Director, Tanya Rabatan. And I think before we finish up with the discussion, I would like to give the floor to the members of this council if you have any questions, clarifications, or if you would like to a message to our Department of Tourism Regional Office. So, do we have any questions, clarifications from the members? Yes, Honorable Castro. The Chairman on Tourism.
Thank you very much, Ma'am Tanya Rabat, Tan, for enlightening us. And since I am the committee chair on tourism, I have few questions about do we have new tourist destinations spotted aside from the well-known tourism spots in Davao Oriental? And if ever there's another new, how can it be become legal, or so that it will become another new tourist spot here in Davao Oriental?
Thank you, BM Castro. So, to start with, if it's a private entity, and then it's, for example, an accommodation facility, it's important to secure the DOT accreditation because that is mandatory. So with the DOT accreditation, that's already a prestige, no, given to that facility. We continue to work with the local government units in developing more sites. For example, I don't know if at least on our part, it's the first time that we will be promoting Dinagsaan Peak in Banay-Banay, and we know that there are also private resorts there that is very much capable of receiving guests. So when we get this listing from the local government unit, because we do get inventory of new sites. So we validate them, we visit them for them to be included in our circuit. So that's how we do it. We need to continue to discover more sites that we can include, coordinate with DOT for the listing of those sites, and then we go and validate these sites. But for Davao Oriental, we have very established circuit. Actually, in the Davao Oriental circuit alone, you can stay 5 to 7 days. No? Every day, you can always do something. I mentioned yesterday in the City Council that Mati can be the base, but they can go around the whole province because there are many things to do. I know in Baganga there are many beach resorts, but it would be best that we can also regulate, not just there but in all parts. So regulation is also very important.
Thank you, ma'am. And another, I'm just curious about the situation or an update about the tourist spots that we have, like the one in Aliwagwag Falls in Katiil. Can I ask if what is the update on that? Is it sometimes I see it closed, or is it really open, or
I believe the Aliwagwag is managed by the province.
yes?
Okay. So DOT is a member of what we call the Regional Ecotourism Committee. Kaming dalawa ng DENR, members ang mga local government units. And it's there. Aliwagwag is a protected area. So kasama siya sa management plan development. And it's there in that Ecotourism Committee, present sa amin yung management plan. Actually, they have developed many activities that you can do. But of course, we also rely to the management of the area. But it's a very popular tourist spot and a very beautiful one. So right now, it's actually going to be included in the Davao Oriental in the Davao Adventure Challenge, as long as it's endorsed by the province.
Okay.
So I hope we can work together in developing, for example, capability building and other sorts of trainings for the area, and local tour guiding also.
Okay, thank you. And also, ma'am, I'm also very excited and looking forward to work with you, being the committee chairman and my committee members and the vice chair for this tourism. And also, ma'am, I have also last question before I end. Is there any constructions or like, syempre, if we have difficult roads, is it included in the plan or projects so that our tourism will boost?
Meron existing program yung DOT, what we call the TRIP. It's in convergence with the DPWH, and these are building roads leading to tourist destinations. But for this year, continuing lahat because we have existing already enrolled, but continuing pa siya. So far, the moment that we are asked to solicit for new proposals, we will coordinate with the province. Thank you.
That would be all, ma'am. Thank you very much. And good afternoon to everyone and to our Vice Governor, Ma'am Glenda Rabat-Gaita. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Board Member Castro. And any more questions? Yes. Board Member Attorney Lady Macaira.
Good afternoon, Director Rabatan. I would just like to thank the Department of Tourism for gracing us with their presence and orienting us regarding the updates of the programs of the Department of Tourism. I along with my colleagues in the Sangguniang, would like to express our support to the programs of the Department of Tourism, and if there's anything that we can do, we will be ready to support your programs with our respective resolutions and ordinances that you would need. I listened to your report, Director, and you mentioned about the regional circuit for the tourism. I'm also from Baganga, Davao Oriental, and I noticed that there is no stop for Baganga yet. And I would just like to propose later on, maybe you will have plans to include other spots in Baganga. In Baganga, we have different spots for the beaches and for the mountains, like we have several waterfalls and peaks also. And for our sea, as a coastal community like the Mati, we also have our surfing. You also, the Department of Tourism, were also the one who sponsored the training for our surf instructors, and we have some from Katiil, Boston, and Baganga. And now they actually have a little livelihood because of that sponsorship. They are training little kids there. And also, same as actually the Mati, your program for Mati City is actually quite a benchmark for Baganga. You have the Bay Deep, conducted 2 years ago, and it was a nice project because of that. Free diving was also slowly introduced to Baganga, and hopefully the Department of Tourism, in partnership with the local government and the provincial government, can conduct a similar program with Baganga, considering that we also have gifted corals, and we also have some walls to be discovered, and for benchmarking and for orientation for the tourist guides. And that will be all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Board Member
May I
Macaya.
respond, PG? Thank you so much, Board. Actually, it's very heartwarming to see actually the people we have trained. Like for example, yung open water and the free diving, we have trained them and they're actually earning already and receiving guests. Mati is becoming very popular for free diving. And I know Tarragona, and I haven't really heard much, pero but in Baganga, umaabot na rin. And yun lang siguro yung request namin na magpa-help kami is we really need to have some of those resorts accredited with the DOT. It's mandatory kasi for accommodation facilities really to secure for DOT accreditation. So there's a lot of considerations when we include a site, no? And these are what we call the support facilities available in the area, like the presence of convenience stores, restaurants, gas stations, banks, and all. But hindi naman ganun kalayo ang Baganga. We just really need to focus sana more doon sa mga resorts to secure their DOT accreditation. Meron naman kaming DOT accredited doon. And dinadala naman namin yung guests sa kanila. But maraming maganda sa Baganga. I've been there many times. In fact, we also did the dive validation there. Very big ang potential, but a lot of considerations. If it's dive, you have to have yung sa tank, no, na provider ng mga tanks, scuba tanks, and they have to be accredited as well to the Philippine Commission on Sports and Scuba Dive. These are the things that we want to work with the province sa ground para ma-develop itong lahat because anticipating also hopefully of the operation of the Mati Airport in the near future, the ground has to be prepared for the influx of tourists.
Okay, thank you. Yes, I believe Honorable Diana is raising her hand. You have the floor.
Good afternoon, Director. Thank you for your updates on your initiatives and the developments that your department have done so far nationwide. Just one quick question. I've gone around the country and I noticed a lesser influx of foreign tourists coming in to the Philippines. What could be the reason? Thank you.
In like for example in China, I think there's parang sa visa, there's parang limited visa, granting of visa. So you can only maximize up to a certain number of entries for that. But we are getting yung loss from that sa India, yun yung strategy ni Secretary. That's why I believe meron ng pumasok na flight coming from India. So doon pupunuan yon. One issue being raised by the stakeholders is the expensive airfare. Like why is it cheaper to go to Vietnam and more expensive here? So these are the things that our secretary is actually looking into, how we can improve on this. But she stressed also that despite of the low number of arrivals, yung value naman, like the tourism receipts, tumaas talaga. So meaning they probably stayed longer or spent more.
Yeah, actually, that's really the problem with us in the Philippines. No, we really have to look into that we really suffered too much in comparison with Vietnam, Thailand. It's primarily caused by our high cost of staying in the Philippines in all aspects. So, may we know what's your target for the year and where are we right now on this period?
Yes, PM. I can only speak for the region, like Davao region. So we reached 4.1 million and we are targeting around 4.5 by the end of this year. And I think we can reach that target po, ma'am.
Yeah, we are confident with the support that we are getting from here and the entire province. Well, that is really so possible. Thank you so much.
Salamat po, PM.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Dayanan. Are there any more questions? Yes, Honorable Manaytay, you have the floor. To be followed later by Honorable Montes.
Good afternoon to our presiding officer, of course, our colleague, and our guest, for the enlightenment. And this is my concern because most of we have some development, but tourism is extending, going to the mountain, the mountains like in Davao City. Now, most of the area are ancestral domain. Now, what particular permit they are going to secure? Because ancestral domain is a private property and owned by the tribe, issued by a title by the National Commission of Indigenous People, and what particular permit they are going to secure in that particular area. And second, if we opt to develop the IP, the indigenous peoples will opt to develop waterfalls in the ancestral domain. What particular program or permit to be secured, of course, to the Department of Tourism.
Yeah, maraming salamat po. Actually, licensing is not part of our mandate po, board, but as long as the necessary documents are present na requirement ng DOT, because what we do accredit are the facilities.
Yeah.
So, for example, in a place, if there is a facility there, yun yung ini-inspect ni DOT, it's not the area. So we actually defer it sa proper agency, like for example, if it's under the NCIP or if it's under the DENR. And may cases po na merong ganon na may facility within that area. All we do is we have to check for the business permit. If required po ang ECC, we require for the ECC. And that's the only time that we enter so that we can accredit the facility.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. So that the IPs will be educated regarding that matter. And thank you. That's only my question because, as I have said, that most of the waterfalls later on that will maybe developers will come and will go to the area to develop, so that will be educated. What are the possible agency or lead agency that will issue permit for them? And that's my only my clarification, Director. Okay, thank you. And
Okay, thank you, Honorable Manaytay. Honorable Montes, you have the floor.
Thank you, Honorable Presiding Officer. Good afternoon to our visitor, Director Tanya Kaitatan. Salamat sa imuhang pag-update sa atuang tourism industry here in province of Davao Oriental. A while ago, ma'am, you said there is a DOT accreditation to every operator and nga mga nag-render og services atuang tourist area din sa probinsya sa Davao Oriental. One of my observation is really the problem on the rates because murag nagkadaiyang establishment, nagkadaiyang tourist attraction, nagkadaiyang restaurant, really mahal jud siya even din sa Mati. Now, of course, under supervision ni siya sa atuang department, pwede ba nato sila matagaan o ano ma'am na marag i-standard nato ang presyo, especially on the tourism sites. Kay really, pag i-promote nato siya, murag medyo muuntol gyud ang atuang mga possible na mga clients kay ma-compare nila as to other countries, especially ang atuang mga foreign visitors nga bakit ang mahal, bakit ganito ganyan. So siguro nakita naman nato ang route dinha sa entire province basin og matagaan nimo ma'am og advice, technical expertise kung unsaon nato ning mas standardize nato ang presyo, especially sa hotel, sa ato ang mga pagkaon, accommodations, and all other nga mga events nga pwede nato pagahimuon dinhi sa ato ang probinsya. Much more, makahatag ta og kanang ginatawag nato na gwapo nga market, especially on the local tourist. Kay even local, kita mismo, musuroy ta, manhatag isa ka beach din ha, labi nagpilion nato tong medyo social, murag medyo maglingo-lingo bitaw paglabas. Or even katong mga beaches lang nga dili kayo ingon nga depende sa mga star ana nila. Of course, the higher star mas mahal, pero mas nindot manggudtong affordable siya nga katong bisag yano nga tao maka-afford para ma-enjoy nila ang maong pagka-butang sa ato ang tourist din sa probinsya sa Davao Oriental. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. You may.
Thank you, BM. So there are different types of market. Meron naman yung market na willing to pay, but if your rates are expensive, you have to give them value for their money. Kailangan at par doon sa binayaran nila. We always provide feedback sa mga partners natin ng mga DOT accredited resorts and accommodations. We do, in fact, yung mga iba na mahal, fini-feedback namin sa kanila yon. I think what's important is, kasi for the standardization of rates, I think that requires policy, which is out of our purview already. But I think what's important really to work on is we have to make the guests stay longer. Maybe that way. Baka kaya ganun yung positioning nila sa pricing, but I'm not sure though, but probably it's because iniisip nila one night lang kasi to, so kailangan mabawi yung ano. But you know, if the guests stay longer, baka pwedeng mapasok na maka-adjust sila ng rate. So if we want the guests to stay longer, again, kinahanglan tao to develop more activities for our tourists to do para they stay longer. I think that's very, very important. But we do provide feedback naman sa kanila, but di po nato control ang ilahang management sa ano. But siguro kung naay policy, I'm not sure how you do it, but
because one time naka-visit mi og isa ka country, really very cheap gyud ang ilahang rates, no, somehow 7 days ka dito nagstay sa ilahang lugar, 5-star hotel ang accommodation, and all the other nga mga gwapo nga mga spots is maadtuan gyud. Maybe around for 7 days mga almost 30,000 lang. So kung diri man gud sa tuwa local, even moadto lang ka siguro og Bukidnon or kuan medyo mahal jud. So maybe during the accreditation process, of course gikan sa department, basin og naay program nga matudloan nato ang atoang mga tawag ni ining tourist operator nga okay, we will make programs or packages that long pila gyud ani ana kay kung daghan gyud ang mag adto, daghan ang mo visit, buhi man gyud siya tanan, even local nato nga mga kuan kay mo gasto gyud ang katong atuang mga bisita. So maybe of course sa province we will craft an ordinance setting like that, of course with the guidance of the department para hand-in-hand coordination makuha nato ang atuang target for our tourist na kuan and services pod nga atuang ginabaligya sa atuang mga katawo. Thank you, ma'am.
salamat po.
Thank you, Honorable Montes. Any other members? Yes, Honorable Elijah Palmahir.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Ma'am Tanya Rabatan. We're very grateful for your presentation for the programs within our province. And I would just like to ask a simple question, because given that our airport is now in the works, do you have any preventive measures, maybe contingency plan for the influx of tourists here in our province? Because sometimes that will cause a problem in the near future. Given, I would like to give an example in Siargao. They didn't anticipate the waste management and the landfill in their island, so that could cause future and further problems for their place. So maybe as they say, prevention is better than cure. So do you have any programs regarding those?
Yes, that's very true. In fact, in certain areas, that's already happening here, no? I just discussed that with our local chief executives, with the mayor and the governor, that carrying capacity is very important, no? So the DOT, we coordinate with the tourism offices. Pwede ta mag-training, capacity building. Nagahatag mi, no? We do give training on carrying capacity. That's why a tourism development plan is very, very important, precisely to avoid situations like this, yung over-tourism na tinatawag natin. And in anticipation of the operation of the airport, the ground has to be ready, meaning dapat na capacitate ang locals already in anticipation, because we don't want to fix the problem na overblown na siya. So prevention, in fact, is really better than cure. So a development of the local tourism development plan is very necessary. You can anchor it to our regional tourism development plan, and meron namang areas doon on sustainability. And right now, green tourism and blue tourism is very big.
Thank you, Regional Director. One more question I would like to ask regarding the accessibility of our establishment and beaches, because some of our beaches, like what Board Member Harold Montes said about the prices, sometimes they charge us a little bit of the excess just to go inside the beaches. And some of our famous tourist spots here in the Philippines, they really don't charge, and they welcome tourists because the beaches and maybe other tourist spots here in our province are supposed to be available and readily open for our tourists and locals. So may I ask if is there a regulation, or maybe we can put into writing some kind of law or ordinance to let the tourists and the locals have more accessibility in our tourist spots here in our province?
Yes, it depends po sa direction ng local chief executives. But of course, you can always craft policies to regulate certain areas of any tourism activity.
Okay, thank you. Yes, do we have other questions, clarifications from the members? Yes, Honorable De Pardo, you have the floor.
Thank you, Honorable Presiding Officer. Mayong hapon, ma'am. It's really good to see a regional director of a national office coming from Davao Oriental. One of the agendas of the governor, I think it's one of the 10-point agenda, is the industry or the sector of tourism. As you can fairly see earlier, a lot of us ask questions about this one, primarily because we are really, really interested about it. Now, I know tourism can really bring in a lot of activities, especially economic activities. Like my experience alone in the hometown of my father in Lobok, Bohol, the municipal councilors there, on top of their salary, would be receiving around 90,000 pesos on their pay, just because they have an industry of one particular tourism on floating restaurant in that Lobok River that has around 800 million yung economic activity niya. Now, I know that the direction of the governor towards this would really improve the situation our province is in right now. I know that tourism is also, your office is also aware of the predicaments now of our province. Like for example, I think in the Davao region and even in Mindanao, we are one of the highest as far as poverty incidence is concerned. And I know if you will be tapping onto the tourism, it can really help a lot. Now, mine is not really a question on this one, but more of, we can just hope that you will really, considering that we are on this, like the Governor de Anghirang would like to really go for tourism, we can just hope that, I know that you will, really help our province in coming up with an approach on tourism that is not just opening up, but one that is sustainable, that can really go on, and so as to really make it available for one, not just here, but also coming from outside. With the construction now of continuing of our airport, I know that real tourism will come in because as they say it, the tourists that would really come in that has the capacity to pay are those boarding the plane. Watong nanakay og mga sakyanan. So, that is just a statement, ma'am. I know that you are also aware na matabangan ta ining ato ang industriya sa tourism, ma'am, in the province. So, as far as Baganga is concerned, I'd like to take off from the question of Attorney Macaira. You made mention that there is an accredited in Baganga sa ano po. Are you referring to the resort of Mr. Subiaco, Langoyon? Yes, ma'am. That resort really has a potential, not just the resort itself, but the entire waterway there. All the way towards Lake Carolina. That is, medyo mahaba po yun siya, ma'am. But if only to add, not just in Baganga, but in the entire District 1, our potential for tourism would not just be in the waters, in the seas, but ridge to reef po yung amin. And if there be a chance na mag-guide din po natin on how to go about it, because you would most likely know, basing on your being a national office and your experience from looking at the other parts of the country, what are the best practices, pwede nating madala di po dito, ma'am. So, aside from Langoyon, meron pa ho bang, is there any resorts in Baganga?
Medyo madami-dami na rin pala.
Wag mo nang,
Hindi ko maintindihan yung writing ng aming accreditation chief, pero may Alimpano,
okay.
Travel and Tours. Sorry. Blaret Hotel, Michigan Guest House, Languyon, Estela Beach Resort, Playa del Rosario, Gilax Lodging, Moonlit, Baganga, and Primo White Sand Beach.
It's more of andito sa baba lahat. Wala pa tayo sa taas. Tenerate, I think that would also be on the part of the province and on the LGU on how to go about it. Yung pangalaw pong concern ko, RD, is you made mention of infrastructures that are related to tourism. You referred to on your statement earlier, yung trip, is it a trip C? Yan po ba yun, ma'am? How does it work? Just so that we would really know. Is it only the local government and the municipality level that can propose for the trip Cs, or pwede ho rin ba sa level po ng province din mag-enroll tayo?
Hanggang province po, BM. Pero ang needed talaga niyan is to have a development plan first, kasi yung walang development plan, automatic, hindi siya mako-consider.
Okay.
And then, it has to be endorsed by the chief executive, yung mga proposal po for TRIPSI. And then we submit, inspect ni DOT because titingnan namin yung tourism value nung area. And then, pag kaysa amin, we endorse it to sa national po, sa central office.
After the endorsement with the national, where will the DPWH come in po, ma'am? Because you said it's a relationship between Department of Tourism and DPWH. I know that when you enroll it, the DPWH can, I don't know, is it the funding coming from the DOT or from the DPWH po?
May bago kasi ngayon, BM, DOT na yung, before it was DPWH,
Yes
but
po.
ngayon i-embed na po sa DOT yung funding. But really, we're waiting for updates and guidelines pa, because right now, we were not yet asked to solicit for new proposals. All we have now are the existing and the continuing.
So, if at any time an LGU would propose under TRIPSI program with the DOT, most likely, hindi pa siya natin mabigyan ng panahon because we are still on the continuing pa.
Sa ngayon po.
Of the
But
existing.
once we get word from central office to solicit for new listings, then we will immediately inform and cascade this to the local government units and of course the province po.
Alright. Sige, ma'am. On a more lighter note, diri sa amo sa Sangguniang Panlalawigan, ma'am, naapod may tourist spot in the person of board member Elijah Palmahil. Saan pagpa-accredit niya, ma'am? You can not answer that. No? I'm just thank you, ma'am, for all the insights that you have provided with the Sangguniang Panlalawigan. We really hope that your office would really be one of those partners of the province para ma-realize ning gusto sa atong gobernador nga matap gyud nato ang atong tourism industry nga sa probinsya. Daghang salamat, ma'am.
May I add, Vice Governor? So of course, the development plans are done sa executive level, but the tourism code, pwede po siya mag-craft tayong tourism code para meron din tayong policies and guidelines for the operation of mga tour operators, mga tour guides, and we can always so according to our ARD, yung province wala pa pong tourism code. So maybe we can provide coaching sa inyo. Pwede kaming mag-coaching and you can benchmark from other tourism codes from other cities po. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Are there any more members who would like to ask questions? If none, I would like, in behalf of the Sangguniang Panlalawigan, I would like to extend, much as we'd like to take up much of your time, as we know, very interesting and very productive din yung initial discussions that we are having right now. But before I end, I was just, I saw your presentation earlier. We have already explored the potential on the beaches, the sun and the beaches, and cultural tourism. There was a mention there about farm tourism. So may we know more about that, considering that Davao Oriental is, I think, generally an agricultural province. We have rich, not only natural resources, but rich agriculture potential. So may we know more about that?
So ang maganda ngayon, based sa market trends, people are looking for more experiential activities, no? At saka yung mga story-based na mga activities. Just recently, last week, we launched the first coffee tour in Davao. Coffee tour covers Davao del Sur and Davao City, but I hope that that can be expanded madala dito if you have coffee farms. I joined twice different types of tours na coffee. Maganda talaga siya because you meet the farmers, may mukha yung farmers growing your coffee. You learn about their lives, they gain your respect in that sense because you see how much this livelihood of planting coffee has changed their lives, no? Life-changing sa kanila. And then, Davao is known for our specialty coffee. I'm not familiar with the terrain sa Davao Oriental, anong type of coffee ang grown here, but there it's Arabica, very premium and specialty coffee siya because of the volcanic soil of Mount Apo. Pero the tour, kasi we have the Coffee Innovation Center there, but maraming pwede tayong i-explore na tours, cacao tour, coffee tour, kung may coconut, we did that in Batangas, the very educational. Pinakita nila lahat ng parts ng coconut, even how they make the suka, the coconut wine, the tuba. It's very interesting, especially kung very, kasi siya novel kung let's say foreigner na hindi pa nakakita ng coconut tree. Maraming pwedeng i-explore. Even palengke tours, pwede siya. We did that already in Davao. There are many types of farm tours we can explore. And it's, people are looking for that type of experience na experiential siya, and then they meet the people and the community there. So yes, if you have farm sites, we can inspect and then see how we can help develop that farm site.
Okay, thank you for the information on that. Kasi as far as I know, Davao Oriental has a lot of potential. Siguro mga, a very small, hindi pa nga siguro umabot ng 50% yung nade-develop natin na potential of our province. So, and as again earlier discussed, na part of the top 10-point agenda of the executive, nakalagay talaga on the top is tourism. So, I think this will just be one of the many fruitful collaborations that we will have. And as the mention of the tourism code earlier, I was asking the SB support staff to give me information on it. There was a proposal during the 16th Sangguniang Panlalawigan, 16th Sangguniang Panlalawigan, but apparently I think we need to work on that. So that could be one of the mission that we need to do here in the 18th Sangguniang Panlalawigan, to finalize the tourism code so that the regulations that earlier was mentioned, ma-incorporate na natin doon. And the concerns na ma-raise, and as you said, you can do coaching for us. That would be wonderful if we can have a workshop on that with all the department heads in the executive branch together with the Sanggunian in the crafting of the said code. So again, thank you so much for your time, and your team also. I'd like to thank you for your presence, and rest assured, expect to see more of us. Because I think marami-rami tayo. We would like to really be more productive in the next 3 years. We'd like to also, I think we owe it to our people. And then tourism is also one way we can improve and uplift the lives of Oriental Davaoenos here in our province. So again, thank you so much for your time. If there's no objection from the members, I would like to declare a few minutes recess. session resumed. Yes, Honorable Lipardo.
Point of order, Honorable Presiding Officer. What we had earlier is a question hour. Under the rules, if we are to extend more than an hour, there is a needed motion. Considering that Engineer Dumadag is with us today, and he will also be informing the Sangguniang on important things that would concern us in our everyday activity as Sangguniang Panlalawigan. I would be moving that we extend the question hour to another hour, if only to accommodate Engineer Dumadag.
Okay. There was a motion presented by Honorable Lipardo, seconded by all members present. Any objections, discussions? None noted. Motion is carried. So we will have now our second guest in today's session. Engineer Dumadag is here with us from the Provincial Engineering Office.
So,
You have the floor.
maayong hapon sa tanan, to the Vice Governor and all the board members and present here of this august body. The Provincial Engineering Office is now ready for a sort of an inquiry with regards to the rehabilitation of SP building, and together with our team is Engineer Earl Bahandi, our technical staff, Engineer Rachel Busio, the Construction Division Head, Engineer Edgar Fernandez, the Assistant Provincial Engineer for Planning and Construction, Engineer Jessica Simon, the Assistant Provincial Engineer for Administration, and yours truly, the Provincial Engineer. And now we have the briefer on the PowerPoint presentation, and I'm just making some by kana presentation. You can look at our project briefer and milestone. So this is a contract, design and build, and the mode of implementation is by contract, design and build. The contractor is Dumeral Construction and Supply, joint venture with Belity Construction Corporation, and technical persons who are issued special power of attorney and has the authority to represent is Architect Gamalo and Engineer Perpetua. The original contract duration is 180 calendar days with a contract cost of 49.7 million. Slide please, forward. So with that presentation, the notice of award is on September 2023, and the notice to proceed is September 25, 2023, with the original expiry date of September 28, 2023. We had a revised contract duration for 260 calendar days due to work suspension, and second revised expiry date, the issuance of time extension, the third revised expiry date on February 16, 2024, another work suspension, time extension with a revised expiry date of March 23, 2025. Another work suspension, and the fifth and final revised expiry date is June 2, 2025. Those are general informations with regards to the contract. Herewith, the bill of quantities which the contractor agreed based on parameters on the bidding. So general requirements, the structural components, the architectural components, electrical components, plumbing components, mechanical, electronic, furnitures, and landscaping. On the disbursement, so as of presentation, by dates, by particulars, description, by accomplishment, we have presently on July 15 to date, yesterday, there was a disbursement of 41,429,000 and a retention fund of 3.9, and there is a balance uncollectible by the contractor with the amount of 3.21 million, and the unperformed which is could not be served unless it will be completed of amount of 2.6 billion. Herewith, what happened during the prosecution of works. Slide please. Based on our validation with the joint inspection together with the contractor and the provincial inspectorate team, we found out that the contractor did not deliver and submit to us the permit and clearances. Second, the red one, in item 12.3, not completed and installed ang ventilating system, not completely installed ang air conditioning system, not completely installed ang glassworks, not delivered ang furnitures, not delivered ang sound system at session hall, and not completely installed ang landscaping. With that unperformed activity, it found out that contractor has a remaining unperformed works in the percentage of, slide please. The actual accomplishment on the project is 94.63. As of today, the contract is expired, but live due to some sort of issuances. This morning, we forwarded a communication to the contractor to continue the work, but with the imposition of liquidated damages. So, on the verification of the letter from the contractor, on March 25, he wrote a letter to the governor, and the provincial engineer's office is only a copy furnished, informing about some modification of works. It was introduced and installed, but to the information of this august body and our verification based on records, there was not an official letter sent to us asking permission to modify some sorts of activity included in the parameters. When our project engineers and the technical team found out, we asked the contractor to submit whatever activity they introduced outside of the contract. So we found out that, slide please, the contractor performed an additional work with a percentage of 6.46 with the amount of 3.21 million. However, our unperformed activity with a 5.57% is only 2.6. There is now a difference, a negative of 543 million, where there is no supplemental fund yet granted. The office now concluded that since the contractor there is no basis in approving the variation order, despite that there was an approval by the governor on our endorsement letter. Can you see please? When the provincial engineer's office endorsed a letter to the governor about the variation order happened, there was not an official reply letter from the governor's office informing the governor for the approval, but they only affects the approval on the endorsement letter from the engineer's office. Pwede ma-blow up please? Yeah. The approved, signed by the governor, but a marginal note. Proposed variation order must be within the requested budget. But based on the procedural processes on the RA 9184, there was no basis to grant the contractor's request. because there is lapses on the dates and the submissions of prerequisites requirements prior to the additional work introduction. Slide, please. So this morning, when we wrote to the contractor informing that if he wishes to continue the work activity, liquidated damages shall be imposed. But the contractor's liaison officer going to the office, he took photographs of our letter, and a minute ago, after he forwarded that photo to the recipient, the liaison officer is reluctant to receive the letter from the provincial engineer's office. Now, what we did is we emailed the contractor with a reply to the postal service with registered mail. So, on that note, might be happen the next step, we are awaiting the contractor's response. So, if ever the contractor will not entertain this letter, and we are verily convinced of some abandonment, we will proceed by using the rules of 9184. Earl, please highlight. In case rules of abandonment, okay, if ever we impose the liquidated damages that work with penalty, we are awaiting the 10% negative slippage before we can recommend for termination. But based on our computation, 2030 pa ma-attain ang 10% negative slippage. So we will proceed to another avenue of rule of the 9184. In contracts for infrastructure projects, the procuring entity shall terminate a contract for default when any of the following conditions attend its implementation: abandons the contract works, refuses or fails to comply with a valid instruction of the procuring entity, or fails to proceed expeditiously and without any delay despite a written notice by the procuring entity. To satisfy the word without delay, our letter is a sort of a demand letter informing him that they should proceed the work with penalty. Wala nila yung provisions, Earl. So, maybe it's our time now to hear whatever the interest of the honorable board members for us to shed light to this situation. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Engineer Dumadag. Yes, Honorable Ibardo, you're recognized.
Thank you, Honorable Presiding Officer, and I thank Engineer Wiwi Dumadag for coming over and bringing along with him a battery of engineers from the Provincial Engineering Office. Honorable Presiding Officer, just a briefer on the invitation of Engineer Dumadag. The intention of this representation was to really ask what is the status of our Sangguniang Panlalawigan Session Hall, the one that is being renovated for an amount of, I think, almost 50 million pesos in 2023. Now, the purpose, of course, Honorable Presiding Officer, is really to know what is really the status of it, because as you can really see, the condition of each and every board member that we are in right now, our offices really has different problems. Naiuban gatulo ang tubig, naiuban daot ang kisami, naiuban duol sa CR unya medyo baho. Like if we have guests coming from our respective districts, mura bitaw og mauwaw pod mi nga ang among opisina ingon ana lay kapakita namo isip usa ka board member. But of course, we'll have to await kung kanus apod mahuman ang ato ang Sangguniang Panlalawigan Session Hall. Now, that is the premise by which this representation called for the update from Engineer Dumadag, and I'm very glad that he really presented a timeline on when it started and the subsequent sibog-sibog of accomplishment. Now, Honorable Presiding Officer, if I may directly ask Engineer Dumadag, would that be fine? Thank you, Honorable Presiding Officer. Engineer, may hapon diha sa imo.
Yes, Board.
The commencement of the construction date was in September 25, 2023. That is correct, sir, no? And the original expiry date is, contract duration is for 180 days. That would be 6 months. Correct?
Yes.
And before the expiration of the 6 months, because technically if you have 6 months, you have until I think March of 2024. Mahuman na dapat ka. But there were extensions made.
Yeah.
I know and I understand that this is under the contract on build, design and build. That would mean the contractor himself will have to design something, and after maybe having it approved, the design, buhato na siya. Ang pag-design, kano sa mahitabo, sir? Prior to the commencement of the contract or at any time when the contract is still alive?
Technically, prior to the bid of this contract, it should be a committee created, a design and build committee created to endorse the parameters of this design and build scheme.
Now, at any time within the 6-month period, would you happen to know or your office have any transaction with the contractor on designing something new? Apart from that, what has been approved as a design over that building, sir?
Unfortunately, to tell you honestly, it's not my time during the implementation because I'm a float condition. But I would speak from the OIC to enlighten everybody. But some sort of explanation, when I browse all these documents, there was no official changes granted and approved by the governor except the contract agreement as on the bid contract parameters.
Is your OIC at that time here with us today?
Yes, Your Honor.
May we ask from your OIC?
Good afternoon, everyone.
Mayong hapon, ma'am. Nadungog nimo ang pangutana ganina, ma'am, no?
Yes, yes.
I will repeat it again. Within the 180 days contract duration of the build and design, when was the design done? Prior to the 180 days?
Actually, it was prior because that is part already of the submission of the contractor during the bidding. And during the implementation, there was no new design presented to the implementing office.
All right. Now, if there is no new design, there is already a contract, there is already a scope of work, and all of those things, why is it that we needed an extension of, I think it went up to June 2 of 2025. That's effectively almost 2 years from the time we commenced construction.
Actually, there are several reasons for those suspension and extension.
And can you name a few so that we'll be able to understand why is it that there was a need of extending the construction period?
One is due to weather condition.
And what is that weather? Forgive me if I have to ask this, engineer. What is that weather? Rainy?
Yeah, unworkable weather conditions.
All right.
For the time extension number 1, it was due to bad weather condition which added 45 calendar days.
Bad weather condition, and of course that is supported by Pag-asa.
Yes.
How many days was it that there was a bad weather?
For the first time extension, there was 45 calendar days additional.
So, you have to forgive me, ma'am, no? When you say you extend for 45 days, does it also mean that it has been on a bad weather for 45 days?
Not actually, but then the condition will not warrant the contractor to work because of the effect of those period which is unworkable.
All right, let's go over that one, ma'am. And please do explain it to me just like I'm an elementary student, ma'am, para makasabot ko. Ang pinakauna nga pag-suspend na to, i-extend na to 45 days tungod sa bad weather condition. What was the reason forwarded by the contractor on what were the conditions existing at the time nganong kinahanglan nganong dili man sila makabalik og trabaho? Was it flooded in the building? Because we are talking here of a renovation of a building. This is not a construction of a road or a flood control. What was the condition there sa building, ma'am? Nagbaha dito sa sulod? Di sila katrabaho?
Can I request our project engineer, because the head of construction division, because siya yun ang nasa ground na maka-explain.
That explains the battery of engineers, ma'am. Thank you. Sige, ma'am. Kinsa ato ang PE, ma'am?
Engineer Ritzel Nies.
Ay.
Good afternoon, everyone. The original expiry date, sir, is March 23, 2024. Ang first is na-suspend na siya, sir. There is a suspension order because while demolish na staff sa structure, sa mga dilapidated na mga structures, na ay settlement nga nakita sa existing soil. So, nag-convey ang siguro sa sa previous pa nga mga kuan is na siya'y settlement, nagsulod ang tubig, so nag-settle ang tubig, siguro mga 1 meter ang difference. Ikan sa existing floor, padulong sa gisettle na yuta. So, nasuspend to siya, sir. While naghulat me sa soil exploration result sa tests.
When was the suspension made, the first suspension Engineer Nies?
Suspended siya December 11, 2023.
So that is, we'll say, almost 4 months after the construction.
September, yes.
And by the time you saw it, you suspended the construction activity because you deem it that there is a need to conduct a soil explo.
Yes, sir.
And who conducted the soil explo,
The
engineer?
contractor, sir. Part siya sa pay item nila. So,
Part of the paid item. Is it that you do the soil exploration prior to the conduct of any construction activity?
Yes, sir. Actually, sir, the conduct ang soil exploration nila pag-start yun sa contract. Sa
Alright.
Yes, sir. Dugay lang nag-abot ang nilahang result.
All right.
Oo.
So, what is now the connection on that when you say that by December you have to suspend the work because there is a need to conduct a soil explo?
Yes, sir. Because we need to determine sa site if katong mga sa existing nato nga mga plans, if suitable pa ba siya, mohaom pa ba siya sa atong
And you need 45 days.
No, sir. Sa suspension to siya, sir. Ang
Yeah.
45 days is extension.
Oh, yes. Pasabta lang ko, engineer ha. Gi-extend mo og 45 days. pasabot, kung i-extend mo 45 days, kung ako, sa akong pagsabot, i-extend mo, kay ang 45 days, nag-analyze pa man mo. Tama ba ko? So you need 45 days to analyze.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. You made mention of during the time sa pagguba sa building na nakita nga katong nag-settle down. Mo sideline ko gamay, asa na ang ginuba sa atong building karon?
The salvage material, sir, was
Yes, I am referring to the salvage material from the roof unto the doors and everything.
na-turn over sa GSO, sir.
And the GSO has a copy of it?
Yes, sir.
You are sure of that?
Aware sila, sir. Kay during sa pag-demolish, naa sila po. Na ilang present sa GSO. Aware sila.
Do you have any copy that says that GSO have received the same from the contractor?
Kuha mo, sir.
Yeah. Can you also provide us with a copy of that?
Yes, sir.
Now, how many extensions did we make of this, engineer?
We have 2 extensions, sir.
So the 45 days will have to be added to the March expiry date.
Yes.
That would mean the new expiry date will be somewhere in May. Am I correct? Or April? After the first extension.
At first, sir, suspension, there is a work suspension order from December 11 to March 16. After that, katong due to sa settlement siya. After that, resume na siya. So dito na po nag-request of extension si contractor of 45 days extension due to unworkable weather condition. Moto siya nga ang expiry date na to is na-move to December 11, 2024. And then sa third
Ma'am, kadali. Excuse ko, ma'am. Nag-storya pa mo ka, ma'am. Atong usa-usahon na. Atong gisuspend ang work by virtue of an order coming from the office.
yes, sir.
From December to March.
Yes, sir.
By that time, pila ka adlaw ang nabilin sa iyaha, ma'am? Nabinlan siya sobra 2 ka bulan.
Yes, sir.
Ang iyahang 2 ka bulan kintaron kay gibalik naman nato by March.
3 months, sir.
Yeah, for 3 months atong by virtue on office order atong gipahunong ang trabaho sa SP. Unya by March gina nato nga balik na mog trabaho.
Yes, po.
That would mean na siya nabilin sobra 2 ka bulan. So pasabot ang iyahang bag-o na ron nga expiry date would be
June 27, 2024.
June 27. And pagbalik niya, nangayo na po siya laing extension
Yes, sir.
kay unworkable daw.
Yes.
And what was the basis for that?
Nag-submit sila of weather chart, sir, and with pag-asa report. So, i-validate. So, so pila ka months man po ni siya, sir, gikan sa September hangtod sa December nga weather. Dili lang ni siya sa isa ka bulan po. So, moto nga nag-total siya og 45 days.
So you added 45 days more
Yes, sir.
sa iyang trabaho.
May I raise a point of order for a while? Considering that we still have a lot of things to discuss during session, and considering that in our internal rules it states that we are only given 5 minutes to interpellate our guest or to forward our questions, can maybe also go straight as to, I think the main concern of our colleagues is how soon or when can we occupy, considering the situation that the situation of our present offices right now.
Thank you.
If that would be okay with the attorney.
That's perfectly fine. I am asking this questions, Honorable Presiding Officer, out of transparency.
But,
Public funds are used in the construction of this building, and you could just imagine this was started in September of 2023, And supposedly the same would have been finished for 6 months. At any rate, I would really submit to the suggestion of the presiding officer. And may I ask if I can ask questions?
Later, yeah.
So I'll have to stop na.
At least to give others the chance. But
All right.
if you have a very important question relevant to the main concern of the members, and I believe I got your point. It is also very important for in the interest of transparency that we explain to the people why there was a delay, because the delay was not just months. It was, I guess, almost 2 years. So in those 2 years, I think the members of the Sangguniang also were subjected to hold offices in that is inconvenient to cater to the needs of our clients. No? So, but if you would like, just...
May be given around 2 or 3 questions na
Yes,
lang.
you may.
I'll go straight to Engineer Dumadag. Engineer, given all of these things right now, the communication you have with the contractor to immediately perform the unperformed items, mulahos na lang ko sa pangutana, sir. Pwede ba in the meantime, kay kung makita nimo ang building, magamit naman gyud. But of course, without violating the Public Procurement Act, pwede ba nga with a notation, notation means butangan nato nga mao ni ang yahang dapat ma-comply, pwede ba nga gamiton na sa Sangguniang Panlalawigan nga building? Aron di na mo anto sa aning among mga opisina, sir, nga medyo ug tanawon pud gyud nimo among kahimtang diri, sir, medyo pigado pud gyud taon mga board member ninyo. Nya kuyo ba yan ni mga board member nato, sir? Hawd kayo, trabaho gyud taman-taman, sir.
Thank you, Board Member Lipardo. How we wish to expedite the completion. But with this predicament, our guiding principle is the Procurement Law 9184 provisions. At the end, we are now issuing series of demand letter as first, second, third warnings. After that, we will issue a show cause order. Until that, if there is no proper official response, we will issue notify to recommend the contract. After that, if the contractor did not respond, we have to confirm the termination of the contract. That's a process. It should be followed because in our side, we cannot control the audit of the COA. If we are not following procedure, we are in hostile situation. It's okay to occupy the building because it's functional now, but there is some sort of complications of unperformed and additional works. The additional works per se on technical perspective did not conform with the parameters of the contract, and there is no issuance of approved variation order. Therefore, the contractor be advised to remove or whatever due diligence of action he should do with regards to the contract. We are sticking with the contracts.
On my second question, I asked for 3. Is that okay? Ako iklaro, sir, ha? Ang imong order, katong series nga ingon nimo.
Yeah, that's is
1, 2, 3, unya. I agree, that is in the Public Procurement Act. Therefore, ang epekto ani, musamot mig kalangan gyud kung gusto mig mobalhin. Gani, di mi pwedeng mobalhin, sir, kay based on your presentation, adunay gitrabaho si contractor nga wa as kontrata.
Yes, Lord.
Unya, part of your order now, kung dili niya i-comply tong wa ma-deliver, is to remove katong iyang gitrabaho nga wala as kontrata.
That's the very lighter equation of kanang remuneration kay bayran man nuta o may kwarta.
Pasabot, sir, lisod po siguro na ami dito unya mag-remove sila ani o let's say i-remove nila.
That is the predicament.
The last point is you said that the end of the contract is by June 2 of 2025. Correct, sir, no?
Yes.
And the document you showed to us earlier, where there is a marginal notation of then governor, was approved on June 10.
Yeah, it's elapsed.
So my question is, can you do variation order if the contract is already expired? Nganong gi-approve pa man nga dili naman di ay
I
maka
don't know the executive. What's the legal basis?
Thank you, engineer. How I wish I can ask questions later on pa. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Lepardo. Yes, Honorable Dayanan, to be followed later by Honorable Linsa.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Can we move to dispense discussing this nitty-gritty in this body, but rather endorse this to the committee concerned, and after which the committee can render a report on the matter? Because what we are really after of here is to find out when can we exactly, well, we understand there are hitches, there are, this matter being discussed here, but that can be like go separate course. I suggest that while we want to pursue technically on this construction side, and maybe legal after that, in which the body can come in authorizing to pursue legally. But in the meantime, it's really more on for us to think how we can facilitate with us moving into that new building. We see though there are hitches, but it can be already used. I don't know if we have some funding or administrative buffer, financially to facilitate whatever is needed to fix it, to really make it occupancy worthy building. But at where we are right now, we cannot continue to be held hostage by the situation. No, how long can we wait for this? This is really, we are in a long haul if we have to pursue the way we are doing this right now. Technically, legally, in time, administratively, whatsoever. But it's really more on finding ways how we can facilitate ourselves to occupy that building already. I think what's needed there, siguro, is how we call intervening funds administratively, not to fix something while pursuing the contract where it should be. No, because like siguro technically, we can notice na may lots na unsa ni siya kaning mga kinibit ng inyuhang mga how we call this in construction, kining results sa inyong inspection. Patches.
Punch listing.
Punch listing, yes. You can do punch listing and we can take it from there, no? Because that's where the contractor stops or something, then that can be pursued. But I believe administratively we can do something about our plight, no? To be able to really occupy that building, okay? Administratively. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank
yeah.
you, Board.
Something to-
It's our enlightenment. However, the contract is not yet closed out, live, and the remedy is within the parameters of the design and build, but provisions of Rule 9184 should be followed. I am already submitting the technical documents to the Provincial Legal Office and have discussion, and they have already advised to us to follow through in order to end this standoff.
Engineer?
Just give us time
Yes.
to base our legal remedy on the parameters and provisions.
Engineer, our understanding is that the contract has already expired.
Yeah, but
And
like-
they were given an extension, and that's it, stop. And then we evaluate according to how they perform with the contract and pursue whatever is there left for us. Diba?
Yes, Board.
But we cannot be held hostage in here, something. You have to turn over it to us.
Okay, you may proceed.
The punch listing has been done with a joint ocular inspection. It was verified that that's why there is a result unperformed activity. We had a meeting with the contractors and the representatives, but they did not wish to do the unperformed, except they are asking to consider variation to equate the remaining balance as their performance of accomplishment.
So before I give the floor to Honorable Linsag, I think what Engineer Dumadag is trying to say that they're trying to do the due process because even after the contract has expired, I think there are still
live
things that we need to do in the interest of fairness and justice, right? So, but it's very clear that there were clear violations as what earlier came up after the questions raised by Honorable Lipardo. And I think much as we would like to occupy soonest, that was what we were trying to lobby and then ask from the provincial engineering. I do hope that our provincial legal office can find something considering the madefeat yung purpose for which the project was built. Because for 2 years, hindi siya nagamit, and then if there is a way we can find without really breaking any law or violating anything, yun ang pwede nating i-collaborate on our end, what can we do, and then on the level ninyo, paano din matulungan na ma-expedite natin all these processes so that win-win situation for everybody.
Yes.
So of course, to those who are accountable, shall be held accountable also for those who violated anything. And also, of course, to the members of the council, we are looking forward to that kasi from what I see, there's a lot of work to be done in the coming days, no? And ako as the head of the council, it's also my concern, no? Na sana each and every one of us dito will be occupying an office na worthy naman of the work na gagawin nila in the coming days, no? Maraming mga codifications na gagawin. But I do understand that on your level, you're doing everything you can. So kung anong level din na kami maka-pitch in, makatulong, just let us know on this matter. And of course, Honorable Insag, you were raising your hand earlier. You now have the floor.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. Mangutana lang ko kang engineer, no? Kay late Governor, no? Ma'am Cora, na katong kami tulo ni Board Dutsi o ni Board Harold, naghangyo ko kang Ma'am Cora na ipa-appeal ang prayer room sa mga Muslim kay daghay mga membro diri sa SP family na mga Muslim, kung na-include ba dito ang atong prayer room kay ni okay man to si Ma'am Cora at that time?
Thank you, Board, for that information. Based on the parameters, what can be seen on the slides, there is no prayer room. And we are guiding on that parameters in the implementation of the contract.
Basically, man good, pag storya na mo ato ni Ma'am Cora, bisag katong naamo to na okay man siya, why suddenly na nawala man? What is the reason?
That is beyond my control of information, but there is no official letter given to us to allocate the prayer room.
So,
Thank you.
Thank you.
One more question. You said while ago na kay mga picture ganiha dito na not delivered, not completely installed, no? Unsa may rason until this moment na nganong wa ma-installed, wala ma-deliver? Kulang ba ta sa kwarta o wala na kwarta?
With regards to the budget, still intact.
Para ma-enlighten me.
Yeah. In fact, the contractor withheld na to ang around 10 million. But iyahan na lang wala na perform is only 2.6. But this 2.6 na siya bargaining kay na siya na perform in amount of 3.2. That is the predicament, Board. So nakig-bargaining siya on the verbal side with his whims and caprices sa gusto niya as sa design and build, but wala sa parameters. So dili ni kapalutro as technical nga i-evaluate na mo as accomplishment kay wala po'y nag-change nga i-order ang variation order.
Thank you, Engineer. That's all.
okay, thank you, Honorable Linsag. Yes, Honorable Ravelo, you have the floor to be followed later by Honorable Montes and Honorable Palmahin.
Thank you, Honorable Vice Governor Glenda Rabat-Gaita, our presiding officer, the honorable members, and our guest and our resource person, Engineer Dumadag. I subscribe to the idea of the Vice Governor that, of course, we're having this already a lengthy discussion, and we're going to submit this before the Committee on Public Infrastructure. But before I do submit to that proposition,
Wala bang ganun tigil ni Liverpool?
kaganina pa niya sa ato ang RD. Oo. Mic test. Okay. It's performing. Engineer, I'm a bit alarmed with this situation. During the 17th Sangguniang Panlalawigan, we have been requesting the updates of this project from the Provincial Engineering Office as well as from the Executive Department, but we were not provided with this updates. And we thank you for this time that you have this presentation detailing all the activities from the planning until it reaches to this point right now. So when I say I am alarmed, because there are also other infrastructure projects of the province that is experiencing the same. We have been terminating, we have been suspending projects, and I believe these are all well thought of projects, and funds were made available for these purposes. It was bidded out, but I think this is calling an attention from the executive department. I believe we have this project monitoring committee or project monitoring team in the province. And we also have an oversight committee here in the Sangguniang Panlalawigan, which are also functioning. And when we asked for something, I hope that the project monitoring team and the project monitoring committee, because we are administratively liable and we are administratively accountable, I should say, must have submitted all these documents. No? So ako lang ning erase so that put into record, so that when we discuss this during the committee, if the Honorable Lipardo will be calling for a special meeting on this will be discussed thoroughly. And I'd like to know from Engineer Dumadag, whose committee now, who's handling the committee, the project monitoring team or project monitoring committee in the province, in the executive department. So we will know before they will be considered also as resource person when the time that this committee meeting with regards to this project, the SP that we would like to occupy immediately, or to even some other projects to include the mansion right now, whom the governor is supposed to occupy, to be holding his office, and yet Governor Dayang Hirang wasn't able to hold office in that building because of the problems also which were made by or caused by either internal or by the contractors. This is really alarming, I would say. Thank you. I'd like to ask also that provincial monitoring committee, project monitoring committee, and the executive department.
Okay, thank you.
For Information Board, the head of the Provincial Project Monitoring Committee is the Planning Office headed by Fred Devindulo, and we also monthly required by this committee to submit the performance and status of the projects.
That is more another area of question when you say that it's good that he is, because he is the planning, but looking at it, he is the Provincial Planning Development Coordinator sitting as Secretariat Head of the Provincial Development Council. He is the chairperson of the Local Finance Committee, and he is the chairperson of the Bids and Awards Committee. And now, hearing from you, he is the chair of the Project Monitoring Committee. What is that? How can we do check and balance on sa kana na sitwasyon, di ba? So I think, engineer, that is really alarming again. That is going to be a subject of discussion, serious discussion, when the committee of Attorney Lipardo will be calling for a committee meeting or hearing with regards to this purpose. Thank you, Honorable Presiding Officer.
Thank you, Honorable Ravelo. Honorable Montes, you raised your hand earlier. You now have the floor. Later to be followed by Honorable Palmahil. Were you raising your hand earlier? After which, this matter will be referred to the committee concerned, and then with instructions. Okay. may
Thank
proceed
you,
with your
Honorable
questions.
Presiding Officer. This time, murag makita na gyud nato ang dagan sa ato ang probinsya. All the while, kini nga mga problema during the 17th Sanggunian, ang council nagapangayo og progress report, even requested different offices specifically on the infrastructure project, considering na kini nga mga proyekto funded na daan gikan sa loan pa on the previous administration. Very alarming siya because supposedly i-follow gyud dapat ang rules, especially sa mga projects na ato ang gina-undertake. Dili lang ni nga project ang naay problema, I'm sure. I remembered also a project specifically dito sa lungsod sa Lupon, and I know that because the late Governor Corazon Malangyaon, siya gud mismo ang nag-instruct sa ACUA with regards sa something development of the coastal na mura siya o water park sa Lupon. And I don't know what happened. Kung na-implement ba, na-cancel ba, and whatever, because the Oversight Committee of the 17th Sanggunian is always asking for a report, for a progress report, but wala gi-provide on that time during the 17th Council. Now, kita nato hinay-hinay karon kung unsa ang mga problema, which is kung kadto nga mga time nga gipangayo to nga mga reports, somehow matabangan sa level sa dinhis Sangguniang Panlalawigan kung unsa nga ato ang mga recommendations nga pagahimuon para mamahimong straightforward ang trabaho sa ato ang matagsa-tagsa ka opisina. Now, I suggest that this matter would be referred to the appropriate committee, specifically on the Committee on Oversight, Committee on Infrastructure, Committee on Good Governance, para matungkad nato kung unsa gyud ang padulngan niini nga maong present issue nga ato ang ginatubang karon. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Montes. Honorable Palmahil, you now have the floor.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and good afternoon sa atong resource speaker, Engineer Dumadag. Just one question. I heard earlier you stating that the contractor has delivered some of the items that are not on the program of works, and then you also said that if ever na dili gyud niya ma-deliver tong mga ubang items nga naa didto, you would opt to pull out kung unsa tuyang nabutang. Isn't that kumbaga nagaregress ta sa kung unsa ato ang goal na mahuman ang SP hall or ang session hall sa Sanggunian? And as I saw earlier na 94% completed na, which is kumbaga there is less than 6% to complete the whole session hall sa Sanggunian. And as earlier board member Lipardo said, the hall is already functional, so why not we should opt to occupy temporarily just to use the offices as what all the board members here are kumbaga ang among sitwasyon diri sa ato ang current offices diri sa Sanggunian, if fully functional na ang mga offices and ang session hall, so why not we should use it temporarily while waiting for the less than 6% na deliverables ni contractor. Thank you.
Thank you, Board.
Thank you.
To address the situation, wala na agyud siya ay understanding when to occupy the building. After these procedural processes, we will wait for the COA special audit and inspection in order to officially and finalize the actual accomplishment that there was a dispute. Then after that, we will assure you, because I had already an appointment to the governor with the legal office and the consultants for this matter, because there is already a marching order to expedite the SP building. But we are only hindered by this predicament of legal remedy.
Okay. Do we have a timeline for that? More or less?
Siguro,
Just more or
Madam
less.
Chair, 60 days or
60
to
days.
give us 2 months.
2 months.
The prescription and the processes, you give us 2 months.
Okay. So, again, I would like to thank, but before that, no, we finished with the topic of the SP building. When we visited your office, you showed us the SP compound, which is
Yes.
about more or less more than 2
2
hectares.
hectares.
2 hectares, more or less. And do you have a site development plan for the whole compound?
Yes, Madam
that is
Chair.
under SP? So, do you have it ready just to show initially to show the members?
Presentation, pwede?
Wala, you have not prepared. Okay.
Maybe
Maybe-
to bring that land development or perspective.
Okay. So, perhaps another time, if you can prepare, if you can have it ready para ma-present at mapakita din natin sa members of the council.
Yes, Chair. Give us only an invitation.
Okay.
We are willing to.
Thank you. So, okay, Honorable Lepardo, last question
Yes.
before we finally refer this to
Thank you, Honorable Presiding Officer. On the compound of the Sangguniang Panlalawigan, Engineer, it's a 2.6 hectares compound. You've seen the fenced property of the Sangguniang Panlalawigan. The existing. Is this the 2.6 or part lang niya sa 2.6?
When we talk in the office, nagkamali ko. So, i-redefine pa na to ang new delineation sa 2.6 hectares. So, dili mauna ang existing.
The vicinity that you showed to us is the compound would stretch as far as the airport highway.
The road.
The road. I
And
mean,
this-
airport road, I mean, sorry.
Yeah. And
So that would be after the covered court.
Yeah, included ang covered court.
And on the other side, towards the building of the farmers,
Yeah.
that is the limit. Aduna lay karsadas tunga.
Rotunda internal alley.
Yeah, because I think the governor also expressed his intention of constructing I think an SP building that would house our SP secretary as well as the support staff. And if you try to look at the SP right now where it is being enclosed by a fence, maglisod tag kita kung naapa bay lugar. So apparently naapay tay lugar outside of the fence where we can do the construction.
We have a bigger area for a future SP building.
I would be joining the request of the Vice Governor Engineer nga on some other day, you'll come back and then mapakita nimo sa Sangguniang Panlalawigan kung unsa ang ato ang compound for the Sanggunian.
Yeah, the corrected delineation of 2.6 hectares and the future plan of the SP building with the adjacent facility nga ma-remove due to zoning requirements nga spacing. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Engineer. Honorable Presiding Officer, I think we are already through with Engineer Dumadag, and it is also exactly 1 hour since we extended the question hour. Before you will dispose of Engineer Dumadag, I would like to thank him, but not in the concept of that he will no longer be going to my committee because there will be a disposal later on. Thank his presence together with his battery of engineers, Honorable Presiding Officer.
Okay. Yes, for
We
your
are
final.
willingly attended all this invitation if in the future might come. And in behalf of the PEO, it's our privilege to be invited and hoping that this information will give you satisfaction and shed light of the situation. Thank you and good afternoon.
Thank you, Engineer Dumadag and your team. Before we proceed, earlier it was agreed that this matter, the concerns raised earlier, will be jointly referred to Committee on Public Works and Infrastructure Development and to the Committee on Oversight and the Committee on Good Government, Public Ethics and Accountability. So please take note, Chairman of the said committees. So it is jointly referred to the Committee on Public Works and Infrastructure Development, Committee on Oversight, and to the Committee on Good Government, Public Ethics and Accountabilities. Okay. So, yeah. Oh. The Chairman on Public Works, I think, Honorable Lepardo. Committee on Good Government, Honorable John Erwin Montojo. Committee on Oversight, it's Honorable, Committee on Oversight, Honorable Castro. Okay, so please take note. And now I believe we are through with our guest under question R. We are through with our guest. We are still under suspended House rules so that we may proceed with the other items in the order of business. May I request Honorable Lepardo for the lifting of suspended House rules.
Thank you, Honorable Presiding Officer. There will be no picture taking for the...
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah,
kidding.
before.
Honorable Presiding Officer, so that we can continue with our session, I will be now moving for the lifting of the suspension of the rules.
Okay, there is a motion for the lifting of suspended House rules on motion of Honorable Lepardo, seconded by all members present. Any objections, discussions? None noted. Suspended House rules is hereby lifted. So, I think we are through with question R. We can now proceed to the other items in the order of business. So we are through with question R.
Honorable Presiding Officer, we are now under communication. These communications are being sent to our office, and this would be referred to different committees. First is the communication number 18-11-2025.
Okay, this is referred to Committee on Finance, Budget, and Appropriation and Ways and Means.
Next item is communication number 18-12-2025.
This is referred to Committee on Labor, Employment, Civil Service, and Human Resource Development.
Next item is communication number 18-13-2025. This is certified as urgent by the Honorable Governor.
This is referred to the Committee on Finance, Budget, and Appropriation, and Ways and Means. Yes, Honorable Dayan Hirang.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. Mayong hapon sa tanan. This representation, Madam Presiding Officer, on behalf of the members of the Committee on Disaster Preparedness, would like to request the honorable members to include in today's order of business the communication number 18-14-2025. This is regarding a letter from the Honorable Governor Nelson L. Dayanghirang addressed to the honorable members of this august body through the Vice Governor Maria Glenda Moletra Batgaita, requesting for the extension of the state of calamity attaching the PDRRMC Resolution Number 1 Series of 2025 and reports from the municipalities. The said letter, Madam Presiding Officer, is certified urgent by the provincial governor. This may be included in today's order of business, Madam Presiding Officer.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Dayanghirang. There is a request by Honorable Jerome Dayanghirang for the inclusion in our order of business, communication number 18-14-2025. If there is no objection from the members of this council, are there any objections? None noted. Mr. Secretary, please take note. This measure is considered certified urgent. Yes, Honorable, what?
I think there is also another communication that is certified to us urgent by the governor. that concerns the transportation, and I don't know why the chairman on transportation did not tackle this.
I think before that, there's also another Honorable Ravelo first.
Thank you, Honorable Presiding Officer, the Honorable Vice Governor Glenda Rabat-Gaita. And also, there's a communication from the Honorable Governor Nelson Dayang-Hirang, docketed as Communications number 18-13-2025, requesting for an urgent request for the passage of resolution authorizing the following officials as the official signatories of the Provincial Local Government Unit of Davao Oriental in all pertinent official documents and official financial transactions with the Development Bank of the Philippines and Land Bank of the Philippines with Nelson L. Dayang-Hirang, Governor, Maria Glenda Monet Rabat-Gaita, Provincial Vice Governor, Jose Ariel M. Niembra, Provincial Administrator, Maria Victoria G. Rodriguez, Provincial Treasurer, Romeo A. Quancho, Assistant Provincial Treasurer. Since this is considered urgent by the Honorable Governor, if our colleagues as well as the Chair of the Committee on Rules may allow, I move that this concern specific request of the Governor be included in the agenda for today. I so move, Madam Chair.
There is a request by Honorable Rochi Ravelo for the inclusion in the order of business of communication number 18-15-2025. If there is no objections from the members, no objections were noted. Mr. Secretary, please take note. Said item is included in the order of business. So, yes, Honorable Linsag.
Thank you once again, Madam Presiding Officer. In view of the urgent request of the Honorable Governor Nelson L. Dayang-Hirang, as stipulated in the SP Communication number 18-15-2025, this representation I would like to request to the inclusion of the same into this regular session under suspended rules, Madam Presiding Officer. Thank you.
There was a request by Honorable Linsag for the inclusion in the order of business of communication number 18-15-2025. If there is no objection from the members of this council, said request is hereby approved. Mr. Secretary, please take note. Yes, Honorable Shanine Lintugonan, you have the floor.
Thank you, Honorable Presiding Officer. Maayong hapon sa tanan, no? So, Honorable Madam Presiding Officer, I move for the inclusion of Committee Report number 18-17-2025 in today's regular session under Committee Reports and its corresponding proposed provincial ordinance on 18-01-2025 for the second reading. I do so move, Madam Presiding Officer.
There is a request for the inclusion in the order of business of Committee Report number 18-17-2025 as presented by Honorable Lintugonan. Is there any objections from the members? I hear none. Request is hereby approved. Mr. Secretary, please take note. Committee report is included in the order of business. What is the next item, Mr. Secretary? Honorable Lepardo.
Thank you, Honorable Presiding Officer. There is a request earlier on communication coming from our governor, which we included in our calendar. All of the communications are deemed urgent by our local chief executive. And considering we have already included them in our calendar, I would now propose that we convert our plenary into a committee of the whole and on suspended rules, discuss all of the three communications, Honorable Presiding Officer.
Okay.
And in the committee of the whole, may I propose also that the discussions there, together with the recommendation or an approval of a particular request, would no longer be needing a committee of the whole report, considering that we are all part of the committee of the whole. and instead would go back to the plenary under still suspended rules and would now be considering any legislative measures in line or in relation to what has been discussed in the Committee of the Whole. That is my proposal, Honorable Presiding Officer.
So, in order to proceed, is there already a motion for the suspension of the House rules so that we can proceed? We are going to suspend it first before converting the body into a committee as a whole. Okay, so there was a motion for the suspension of the House rules and conversion of this body into a committee as a whole on motion of Honorable Lepardo, seconded by all members present. Any objections, discussions? None noted, motion is carried. We are now under suspended House rules under committee as a whole. So first item to be discussed, first urgent measure requested. Yes, Honorable Jerome Dayanghirang.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. Yesterday, the provincial DRM Council emergency meeting was conducted, and based on their assessment, there is a need for the extension of the state of calamity in our province. And the main purpose of this, Madam Presiding Officer, is to fast-track the rehabilitation and recovery program and other related interventions, Madam Presiding Officer. So with this, communication number 18-14-2025 is for the extension of the state of calamity and attaching the PDRRMC resolution number 1, series of 2025. I believe, Madam Presiding Officer, all the members were given copies of the said Committee of the Whole report. I now move for the adoption of Committee Report number 18-15. I so move, Madam Presiding Officer.
Okay. There was a motion for the adoption of the committee as a whole recommendation for the passage of the legislation as requested under communication number 1814-2025. The motion of Honorable Dayanghirang, seconded by all members present. Any objections, discussions? None noted, motion is carried. Okay. Another measure, yes, Honorable Rochi Ravelo.
Thank you, Honorable Presiding Officer. I have here Committee of the Whole Report number 18-14-2025. The subject SP Communications number 18-13-2025 with regards to the request of the Honorable Governor Nelson Dayanghirang on passing a resolution authorizing the following official signatories of the provincial government of Davao Oriental. Considering that all members of this august body has a copy of this Committee of the Whole report, I move to dispense with the reading of the whole content of this and move for the adoption of the same. I so move.
There is a motion for the adoption of the committee as a whole report or recommendation on motion as presented by Honorable Ravelo, seconded by all members present. Any objections, discussions? None noted, motion is carried. Honorable Linsag.
Madam Presiding Officer, I move for a 1-minute recess.
If there's no objection from the members, 1 minute recess is declared. Honorable Insag, you now have the floor.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. Considering this is an urgent request of the Honorable Governor, this Honorable August Body is requested for its opinion on this matter. Any suggestion from this August Body? Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer.
Okay, we are now in a committee as a whole, and the topic for our discussion is communication number 18-15-2025. Any concerns, any questions, clarifications? If none, you may move for the adoption of a committee as a whole recommendation for passage of the measure as requested under this communication. Honorable Insak. Motion for the adoption.
Honorable Presiding Officer, will give time to the board member who is hungry, who would like to eat. With the suggestion of the Honorable Presiding Officer, I would be moving for the approval of the recommendation on the concern of the Committee Chair on Transportation, Honorable Daud Linsag, where the same covers the existing memorandum of agreement with the province as well as the DOTR ba?
Yes, DOTR.
And the DOTR. And later on, under suspended rules, a resolution be considered for the legislation that is needed in confirming the said memorandum of agreement.
Okay, so there is a motion for the adoption of the committee as a whole recommendation for passage of legislation, resolution as requested under communication number 1815-2025, with motion of Honorable Lepardo, seconded by all members present. Any objections, discussions? None noted. Motion is carried. Honorable Montes.
Thank you, Honorable Presiding Officer, and good afternoon to each and everyone. I have here Committee of a Whole Report number 18-13-2025. It is a letter from the Honorable Governor Nelson L. Dayanghirang addressed to the Honorable members through Vice Governor Maria Glenda Monet Labat Gaita, dated July 9, 2025. Respectively forwarding the appointment of General Jose Ariel M. Niembra, retired, as Provincial Government Department Head under the Provincial Administrator's Office, his province, for the concurrence of his August Body. Findings: the said appointment was duly signed by the Honorable Governor on July 2, 2025. The same was forwarded to the Sangguniang Panlalawigan on July 9, 2025, and the appointee possesses all necessary qualification and eligibility required for the position and none of the disqualification thereof. And for the recommendation, Madam Chair, this Honorable Committee of the Whole hereby recommends a passage of a resolution concurring the appointment of General Jose Ariel M. Niembra, retired, as Provincial Government Department Head under the Provincial Administrator's Office, this province, effective February 3, 2025, pursuant to Section 460D of Republic Act 7160, otherwise known as the Local Government Code of 1991. Thank you, Madam Chair.
So are there any questions, clarifications with regards to the subject matter of communication 18-12-2025? If there's none, there was already a motion for the adoption of the committee as a whole recommendation for passage of a resolution as requested under said communication and motion of Honorable Montes, seconded by all present. Any objections, discussions? None noted. Motion is carried. Yes, Honorable. Are there other matters for discussion under committee as a whole? We have none. Okay, Honorable Lepardo.
Thank you, Honorable Presiding Officer. I now move that we go back, convert again to our plenary session under suspended rules for us to consider all of the things that we have discussed in the Committee of the Whole.
There's a motion for the conversion of this body back to plenary. On motion of Honorable Lipardo, seconded by all members present. Any objections? Discussions? None noted. Motion is carried. We are now back to plenary. Yes, Honorable Ravelo.
May I request for a 2-minute recess?
If there's no objection from the members, none noted. 2-minute recess is declared.
Pakita na lang ni sir. Pakita ni sir. Kana na lang sir, kay mo na ang naka-number jud.
Okay, pati ang sa resolution.
Oo.
So, mauna ang 12. That would be Honorable Mendez. 13 is Honorable Chiragalo. 14 is Honorable Mendez. 15. So, suspended House rules. First to pass the appropriate resolution covered by the committee as a whole recommendation, committee as a whole report, Honorable Montes.
Thank you, Honorable Presiding Officer. I have here proposed resolution number 18-16-2025, a resolution concurring the appointment of General Jose Ariel M. Niembra, retired, as Provincial Government Department Head under the Provincial Administrator's Office, this province, effective July 2, 2025, pursuant to Sections 463D of Republic Act 7160, otherwise known as the Local Government Code of 1991. Whereas the local chief executive has endorsed to the Sangguniang Panlalawigan for concurrence of this august body the appointment of General Jose Ariel M. Niembra, retired, as Provincial Government Department Head of the Provincial Administrator's Office, this province. Whereas the said appointment was duly signed by the Honorable Governor Nelson L. Dayangirang on July 2, 2025, was received by the Sangguniang Panlalawigan Support Service Office on July 9, 2025. Whereas, as mandated by law, pursuant to Section 480 of Republic Act 7160, the term of the Provincial Administrator is coterminous with that of this appointing authority, the Provincial Governor. Whereas Section 463D of the Local Government Code provides that the head of the department and offices shall be appointed by the Governor with the concurrence of the majority all of the Sangguniang Panlalawigan members, subject to civil service laws, rules, and regulation. Whereas Section 18, Rule 6 of the 2017 Omnibus Rules on Appointment and Other Human Resource Action, revised July 2018, provides that the appointing officer or authority shall submit the appointment of the local sanggunian for concurrence within 7 calendar days upon issuance. Whereas the Sangguniang Panlalawigan found the same in order, and that the appointee possesses all the necessary qualifications and eligibility required for the said position, and none of the disqualification thereof. Therefore, Madam Chair, I would like to move for the approval of proposed resolution number 18-16-2025, and also.
There is a motion for the passage of a resolution number 18-16-2025 on motion of Honorable Montes, seconded by all present. Any objections, discussions? None noted. Said resolution is hereby approved by this Council. Next, Honorable Rochi Raven.
Thank you, Honorable Presiding Officer. I have here proposed resolution number 18-17-2025, a resolution authorizing Provincial Governor Nelson L. Dayanhirang, Provincial Vice Governor Maria Glenda Monet Rabat Gaita, Provincial Administrator Jose Ariel M. Niembra, Provincial Treasurer Maria Victoria G. Rodriguez, and Provincial Assistant Treasurer Romeo A. Quancho as official signatories of the Provincial Local Government Unit of Davao Oriental in all pertinent official documents, including but not limited to disbursement vouchers, government-issued checks, legal instruments, certifications, other financial transactions, and loan-related documents with the authorized government depository banks, namely Development Bank of the Philippines, DBP, and Land Bank of the Philippines, LBP, as required and or provided for by existing applicable laws, rules, and regulations. Honorable Presiding Officer, honorable colleagues, I move for the passage and approval of this resolution number 18-17-2025. I so move.
There is a motion for the passage of resolution number 18-17-2025 on motion of Honorable Rochi Ravelo, seconded by all present. Any objections, discussions? None noted. Motion is carried. Said resolution is hereby approved by this Council. Honorable Jerome Dayanhirang.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. I have here proposed resolution number 18-18-2025, a resolution extending the declaration of state of calamity in the entire province of Davao Oriental due to the recurring and protracted effects of flooding secondary to the 2024 shear line and trough of low-pressure area weather systems. I now move for the approval of this resolution, Madam Presiding Officer. I so move.
Okay, there is a motion for the passage of resolution number 18-18-2025, output of committee as a whole recommendation. A motion of Honorable Jerome Dayanhirang, seconded by all present. Any objections, discussions? None noted. Said resolution is hereby approved by this Council. Honorable Daud Linsag.
Thank you once again, Madam Presiding Officer. Proposed resolution number 19-2025, author and sponsor this presentation, the chairman of this committee. A resolution confirming the acceptance and continuance to the Department of Transportation funded Mate Airport Development Project by the Provincial Government of Davao Oriental, duly presented by the Provincial Governor, Honorable Nelson L. Dayanhirang. Madam Presiding Officer, I move for the approval of this proposed resolution number 19-2025. I do so move, Madam Chair.
There is a motion for the passage of resolution number 18-19-2025 on motion of Honorable Daud Linsag, seconded by all present. Any objections, discussions? None noted. Motion is carried. Said resolution is hereby approved by this Council. Next item, do we have other matters to be discussed under suspended House rules? If none, may we request Honorable Lepardo for the lifting of suspended House rules.
Point of inquiry, Honorable Presiding Officer. The Honorable Shanin Lintugonan also included something. May I know if that would also be considered under suspended rules while we are still in plenary session? But I could not see the presence of the Honorable Lintugonan.
However, I think she mentioned that the Vice Chairman, Honorable Elijah Palmahil, will...
Madam Presiding Officer, can I ask for a 1-minute recess?
Okay. There's no objection from the members. 1-minute recess is declared. suspended House rules, Honorable Elijah Palmahil.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. Having our SK Federated President, the Committee Chairman of Youth and Sports Development is not present as of the moment. No, as the Vice Chair of the said committee, this representation would like to render the committee report 18-17-2025. Ms. Presiding Officer, considering that all members of this august body had already a copy of the same, I move to dispense with the reading of this particular report and subsequently move for its adoption. I do so move.
There is a motion for the adoption of Committee Report number 18-17-2025, a motion of Honorable Elijah Palmahil, seconded by all members present. Any objections, discussions? None noted. Motion is carried. Okay. So, Honorable Lepardo, for the lifting of suspended House rules.
I move for the lifting of the suspension of the rules and continue with our plenary session under our House rules.
There is a motion for the lifting of the suspension of the House rules on motion of Honorable Lepardo, seconded by all members present. Any objections, discussions? None noted. Motion is carried. We will now proceed to the other items in the order of business. You may proceed, Mr. Secretary.
Honorable Presiding Officer, we are now under committee reports. The Committee on Finance, Budget and Appropriations in Ways and Means will be reporting committee report number 18-03-2025.
Honorable Ravelo.
Thank you, Honorable Presiding Officer, or Honorable Secretary. Before I proceed, I'd like to request all members of this august body, especially our committee chair of the Committee on Rules, that I may be allowed to read all the committees under the Committee on Budget and Appropriations for in the interest of time. I may, Honorable Presiding Officer,
You may proceed.
Thank you. So I have here Committee Report number 3, Committee Report number 18-03-2025, Committee Report number 17-840, 841, 842, and 843, all series of 2025 and its corresponding proposed resolutions number 17-1320 up to 1330, all series of 2025. I so move.
There was a motion for the adoption of the committee reports as presented earlier by Honorable Rochi Ravelo, seconded by all members present. Any objections, discussions? None noted. Motion is carried. Next item.
Next item is committee report number 18-04-2025 by Committee on Agriculture and Food.
Honorable Ravelo.
Thank you, Honorable Presiding Officer. I have here Committee Report number 18-04-2025 under the Committee on Agriculture and Food, subject Committee Report number 17-844-2025 and its corresponding proposed resolutions number 17-1331-2025. I move to dispense with the reading of the whole content of this committee report and subsequently move for the adoption of the same. I so move.
There is a motion for the adoption of Committee Report number 18-04-2025, a motion of Honorable Ravelo, seconded by all members present. Any objections, discussions? None noted. Motion is carried. Said committee report is adopted by this Council.
If I may proceed, Honorable Chair, Honorable Presiding Officer, I have here Committee Report number 18-05-2025 under the Committee on Economic Enterprise, Trade, Industry, and Investment, with Committee Report number 17-845 and 846, all series of 2025 and its corresponding proposed resolutions number 17-1332 to 1333, all series of 2025. I move for to dispense with the reading of the whole content of this committee report and subsequently move for the adoption of the same. I so move.
There is a motion presented by Honorable Ravelo for the adoption of Committee Report number 18-05-2025, on motion of Honorable Ravelo, seconded by all members present. Any objections, discussions? None noted. Motion is carried.
Thank Thank you, Honorable Presiding Officer. I have here Committee Report number 18-06-2025, Committee on Finance, Budget and Appropriations and Ways and Means, with subject communications number 17-1201-2025, a pre-reviewed appropriation ordinance of the Municipality of Banay-Banay, General Fund and Economic Enterprise, and communications number 17-1263-2025, pre-reviewed appropriation ordinance number 2, series of number 17-2025, General Fund Supplemental Budget number 2 of the Municipality of San Isidro. I move to dispense with the reading of the whole content of this committee report and subsequently move for the adoption of the same. I so move.
There is a motion for the adoption of Committee Report number 18-06-2025, and motion of Honorable Ravelo, seconded by all members present. Any objections, discussions, none noted. Motion is carried. Committee Report 18-06-2025 is hereby adopted by this Council. You may proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Presiding Officer. I have here Committee Report number 18-07-2025 under Committee on Finance, Budget and Appropriations and Ways and Means, with subject communications number 17-1281-2025, a letter from the former Governor dated June 2, 2025, respectfully requesting the 18th Sangguniang Panlalawigan for the passage of resolution confirming the approvals. So we are moving for this to be endorsed to the newly elected Governor, Nelson L. Dayanghirang. I move to dispense with the reading of the whole content of this committee report and subsequently move for the adoption of the same. I so move.
There is a motion for the adoption of Committee Report number 18-07-2025, a motion of Honorable Ravelo, seconded by all members present. Any objections, discussions, none noted. Motion is carried. Committee Report 18-07-2025 is hereby adopted by this Council. Next item.
Next item is Committee Report number 18-08-2025 by Committee on Labor and Employment, Civil Service, and Human Resource Development.
Honorable Harold Montes.
Thank you, Honorable Presiding Officer. I have here Committee Report number 18-08-2025, Committee on Labor and Employment, Civil Service, and Human Resource Development. With the subject matter, Committee Report number 17-850-2025, and all its corresponding proposed resolutions, number 17-1339, 1340, 1341, all of series of 2025, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, considering that copies of these committee reports have already been submitted earlier, I would like to move to dispense the reading of all contents of this committee report and subsequently adopt for the adoption of the same. I also move.
Okay, there is a motion for the adoption of Committee Report number 18-08-2025, a motion of Honorable Harold Montes, seconded by all members present. Any objections, discussions, none noted. Committee Report 18-08-2025 is hereby adopted by this Council. Next
Item is Committee Report number 18-09-2025 by Committee on Local Government.
Honorable Jerome Dayanghirang.
Thank you, Honorable Presiding Officer. On behalf of the members of the Committee on Local Government, this representation would like to render Committee Report number 18-09-2025. Madam Presiding Officer, I believe all members who are given copies of the said committee report. I move to dispense the reading and subsequently move for its adoption. I do so move, Madam Presiding Officer.
There is a motion for the adoption of Committee Report number 18-09-2025, a motion of Honorable Jerome Dayanghirang, seconded by all members present. Any objections, discussions, none noted. Motion is carried. Committee Report number 18-09-2025 is hereby adopted by this Council. Next
item is Committee Report number 18-10-2025 by Committee on Aquaculture and Fisheries Resources.
Honorable Stephen Paul Uy.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer, and good afternoon to one and all. For Committee on Aquaculture and Fisheries Resources, for Committee Report number 18-10-2025, dated July 16, 2025, with its subject communication number 17-1285-2025. Action taken, the committee held a meeting on July 9, 2025 at the Sangguniang Panlalawigan Dormitory Session Hall, Government Center, Barangay Dahican, City of Mati, Davao Oriental, to act and deliberate to the above subject referred communication. with the presence of all committee members together with the vice chairperson and the chairperson, with copies distributed to all members of this august body. Madam Presiding Officer, this representation moves to dispense with the reading of the full context of the said committee report and subsequently moves for its adoption. I resume.
There is a motion for the adoption of Committee Report number 18-10-2025 on motion of Honorable Stephen Paul Uy, seconded by all members present. Any objections? Discussions? None noted. Motion is carried. Committee Report 18-10-2025 is hereby adopted by this Council.
Next item is Committee Report number 18-11-2025 by Committee on Public Information, Communication and Technology and Media Affairs.
Honorable Beverly Dayanan, you recognize.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Committee Report number 18-11-2025 by Committee on the Public Information, Communication and Technology and Media Affairs. Subject matter, Communication number 17-1253-2025 regarding transmittal letter signed by Mr. Melvin B. Lubitania, Sangguniang Bayan Secretary of the Municipality of San Isidro, Davao Oriental, dated April 15, 2025, with attached copy of the Municipal Ordinance number 329-17-2025. An ordinance prescribing the rules and regulations for the commercial radio station in the Municipality of San Isidro, Davao Oriental, imposing fines and penalties thereof, submitted for review and consideration by the Sangguniang Panlalawigan. I so move to dispense with the reading of the content of this report, moving for its adoption, Madam Chair.
There is a motion for the adoption of Committee Report number 18-11-2025 on motion of Honorable Beverly Dayanan, seconded by all members present. Any objections? Discussions? None noted. The motion is carried. Committee Report 18-11-2025 is hereby adopted by this Council.
Next item is Committee Report number 18-12-2025. By Committee on Public Information, Communication and Technology and Media Affairs.
Likewise, Committee Report number 18-12-2025 by Committee on Public Information, Communication and Technology and Media Affairs. Subject matter, Communication 17-1253-2025 regarding transmittal letters signed by Mr. Melvin Lubitania, Sangguniang Bayan Secretary of the Municipality of San Isidro, Davao Oriental, dated April 15, 2025, with attached copy of the Municipal Ordinance number 332-17-2025, an ordinance supporting the film and creative sectors in the Municipality of San Isidro, Davao Oriental, submitted for review and consideration by the Sangguniang Panlalawigan. So I move for the adoption of this committee report, Madam Chair.
There is a motion for the adoption of Committee Report number 18-12-2025 on motion of Honorable Beverly Dayanan, seconded by all members present. Any objections, discussions? None noted. Motion is carried. Committee Report 18-12-2025 is hereby adopted by this Council.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Next item.
The next item, Madam Chair, is business for the day. The Honorable Rochi M. Ravilo will be sponsoring 7 proposed resolutions, namely proposed resolution number 17-1322, 17-1323, 17-1324, 17-1325, 17-1326, all series of 2025.
Honorable Ravelo.
Thank you, Madam Chair. With all those, I have here proposed resolutions number 1320 to 1330. I move to dispense with the reading of the whole content of all these resolutions and subsequently move for the approval of these resolutions under omnibus motion. I so move.
There is a motion for the omnibus passage of several resolutions on motion of Honorable Rochi Ravelo, seconded by all members present. Any objections, discussions? None noted. Motion is carried. Said resolutions are hereby approved by this Council.
Next item, there are 7 proposed resolutions that will be sponsored by Honorable Ruchi M. Ravilo, namely proposed resolution number 17-1327, 1328, 1329, 1330, 1331, 1332, and 1333, all series of 2025.
Honorable Rochi Ravilo.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer, Honorable Secretary. I have here proposed resolutions number 17-1327-2025 to 17-1333-2025. I move to dispense with the reading of the whole content of these resolutions and move for the approval of these resolutions under omnibus motions. I so move.
There was a motion for the omnibus passage of several resolutions, output of committee report presented by Honorable Rochi Ravilo, seconded by all members present. Any objections, discussions? None noted. Motion is carried. The said resolutions are hereby approved by this council.
Next item, the Honorable Harold A. Montes will be sponsoring 3 proposed resolutions, namely proposed resolution number 17-1339, 1339, 1340, and 1341, all series of 2025.
Honorable Harold Montes.
Thank you, Honorable Presiding Officer. I have 3 proposed resolution. This is under a omnibus motion. Proposed resolution number 17-1339-2025, a resolution confirming the validity of Ordinance number 630 series of 2025 of the City of Mati, Davao Oriental, entitled An Ordinance Confirming the Appointment of Mr. Dashiell E. Indelible, Jr. as City Government Department Head 1, City Tourism Office, BCT, considering that the same is in accordance with the law. Proposed resolution number 17-1340-2025, a resolution confirming the validity of Ordinance number 631 series of 2025 of the City of Mati, Davao Oriental, entitled An Ordinance Amending City Ordinance number 619 series of 2024, an ordinance creating the Barangay Social Welfare Coordinator in all barangays within the City of Mati, and providing funds thereof by revising the designation from Barangay Social Welfare Coordinator to Barangay Social Welfare and Development Coordinator, considering that the same is in accordance with the law. And proposed resolution number 17-1341, a resolution confirming the validity of Municipal Ordinance number 152103-2025 of the Municipality of Boston, Davao Oriental, entitled An Ordinance Establishing the Persons with Disability Affairs Office of the Municipality of Boston, Davao Oriental, appropriating funds thereof, and for other purposes, considering that the same is in accordance with the law. Madam Chair, I move for the approval of the 3 resolutions under omnibus motion. I also move.
There was a motion for the omnibus passage of 3 resolutions as presented by Honorable Harold Montes, seconded by all members present. Any objections, discussions? None noted. Motion is carried. Said resolutions are hereby approved by this council. Next item.
Next item, proposed resolution number 18-07, 18-08, all series of 2025, authored and sponsored by Honorable Rochi M. Ravilo.
Honorable Ravilo.
Thank you, Honorable Presiding Officer. I have here proposed resolutions number 18-07, that's 2025, and 18-08, that's 2025. I move to dispense with the reading of the whole content of these 2 resolutions and subsequently move for the approval of the same. I so move.
There is a motion for the passage of omnibus passage of 3 resolutions, output of committee report rendered by Honorable Rochi Ravilo on on his motion, seconded by all members present. Any objections? Discussions? None noted. Motion is carried. Said resolutions are hereby approved by this council. Next item.
The next item, the Honorable Jerome C. Hirang will be sponsoring proposed resolution number 18-11, 18-12. They're only, they're, huh? 11, 12,
10, 11, 12.
10, 11, 12, all series of 2025.
Yes, Honorable Jerome Dayang-Hirang.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. I have here the proposed resolution. I move for the passage and approval of proposed resolution number 18-10 series of 2025, proposed resolution number 18-11 series of 2025, and proposed resolution number 18-12 series of 2025 under omnibus motion. I do so move, Madam Presiding Officer.
There was a motion for the passage, omnibus passage of three resolutions as presented by Honorable Jerome Dayang-Hirang, seconded by all members present. Any objections, discussions? None noted. Motion is carried. Said resolutions are hereby approved by this council.
Next item is proposed resolution number 18-13-25, authored and sponsored by Honorable Stephen Paul L. Uy.
Honorable Stephen Paul Uy.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer, for proposed resolution number 18-13-2025, which is a product of committee report number 18-10-2025, a resolution entitled Resolution Endorsing to the Newly Elected Governor Nelson L. Dayang-Hirang, the PDC Resolution number 4, series of 2025, through the Provincial Development Council for whatever action deemed appropriate thereon. This representation, together with the whole composition of the said committee, moves for the approval of the said proposed resolution.
There was a motion for the passage of resolution number 18-13-2025 on motion of Honorable Stephen Paul Uy, seconded by all members present. Any objections, discussions? None noted. Motion is carried. Said resolution is hereby approved by this council. Next item.
Next item, the Honorable Beverly Morales Diana will be sponsoring two proposed resolutions, number 18-14, 18-15, all series of 2025.
Honorable Beverly Diana.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I have here two resolutions proposed to be passed and accepted under a omnibus motion. One is the proposed resolution number 18-14-2025, a resolution confirming the approval on the passage of Municipal Ordinance number 329-17-2025 of the Municipality of San Isidro, Davao Oriental, entitled An Ordinance Prescribing Rules and Regulations for Commercial Radio Station in the Municipality of San Isidro, Davao Oriental, imposing fines and penalties thereof, subject to existing laws, rules, and regulations relative thereto. And likewise, resolution number 18-15-2025, a resolution confirming for the approval on the passage of Municipal Ordinance number 332-17-2025 with the Municipality of San Isidro, Davao Oriental, entitled An Ordinance Supporting the Film and Creative Sectors in the Municipality of San Isidro, Davao Oriental, subject to existing laws, rules, and regulations relative thereto. I so move under the omnibus motion, Madam Chair.
There was a motion, omnibus motion for the passage of two resolutions as presented by Honorable Beverly Diana, seconded by all members present. Any objections, discussions? None noted. Motion is carried. Said resolutions are hereby approved by this council.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Next item.
Since there are no proposed ordinances for third and final reading, our next item is other matters.
Next item is
Next item
other
is
matters. We are now under other matters. Do you have other matters and announcements? None? Yes, Honorable Manaytay.
May inform the members of the Committee of Indigenous People Cultural Communities that we will have a committee meeting after the session, the same venue, portrayed the provision number 17/1288/2025. Thank you, Madam President.
Okay, please take note, members of the Committee on Indigenous People. Okay, please take note. Any other announcements? Other matters to be discussed? If none, yes, Honorable Lipardo.
Thank you, Honorable Presiding Officer. I have observed that in question R, the Davao Oriental Electric Cooperative did not attend. And may I know officially what is the stand of the RECO as well as today's session on question R?
Thank you, Attorney Lipardo, Honorable Lipardo. May we inquire from the SP Secretary?
Your Honor, the General Manager of Doreco, Engineer Ferdinand Hernais, sent a letter respectfully requesting for the rescheduling of their appearance to July 23 due to prior commitments of the members of the Doreco Management Committee.
Did I hear it correctly that they are requesting for a July 23?
Yes, yes, Your Honor.
Thank you, Honorable Presiding Officer. Also, in other matters, may I respectfully request the membership of the entire 18th Council together with our presiding officer to stay after the session so that we can discuss things that has something to do with our proceedings, especially on when we are on the committee of the whole as well as on occasions where we have to have the rules suspended, so that in the next session we will be more orderly, Honorable Presiding Officer.
Okay, there's a suggestion that the members will stay after the session to discuss the flow of our regular session and how to harmonize everything with the SP support. What is now the pleasure of the body? I'm going to throw it back to you as to whether you agree to stay after. Okay. If there's no objection, what? On you, charge. See. So, yes, Honorable Diane. Okay. If we, yes, there is a suggestion by Attorney Ripardo. There's also a suggestion by Honorable Beverly Diana. And if we can make it very short and quick, about 30 minutes, we just run through, and whatever we may not finish discussing after this session, we may proceed. We may discuss it before our next regular session next Wednesday in the morning. So yes, Honorable Castro.
I would like to ask Madam Presider about you said earlier to the three committees. We have three committees that will be should have a committee meeting. Am I right? The involved as the Committee on Oversight and also the other committees.
Public Works and Infra, Development, Oversight, and Good Government.
Okay, ma'am. Who will take the lead of those committees for the committee meeting?
I think the Committee on Infra, Committee on Infra, Public Works and Infra, will take the lead in the joint referral.
Okay, Madam Presider. Thank you.
So any other matters to be discussed? We are still under other matters. So if what is now the pleasure of the body, I think we are through with all our discussions, all the matters in our order of business. Yes. Honorable Lipardo.
I move to adjourn, Honorable Presiding Officer, our session for today.
there's a motion for the adjournment of this regular session until next Wednesday, 2 p.m. Motion of Honorable Lipardo, seconded by all members present. Any objections, discussions? None noted. Session is hereby adjourned.
Okay. Can we continue with the discussion, Vice? Kay mula ko baya si Board Dayanan pod. 30 minutes lang ang iyahang ginakuan. Basig mula ko na siya.
Sige, sige. At say, ano natin?
Sa